In this video, I want to show you how you can create a PWA, a progressive web app, with NextJS really quickly and easily. And it's great because it gives that native mobile experience and even desktop experience. And I want to show you how we use that on the BIODROP project at the end as well. But we're going to start off with a straightforward NextJS project from scratch. So let's get started. First of all, let's create our NextJS project, and we can use the command from their docs, npx create next app, and we're going to use the latest version, but we're not going to use the app router for this project. We're going to keep it pretty straightforward. So let's call it my PWA video. Shall we use TypeScript? Not this time. Shall we use ESLint? Yes. Tailwind? Why not? Source directory? No this time, although that's something I do want to use in the near future. App router, again, no, just for this video. Import aliases, no. And now it's creating our app. So the first thing I recommend we do is run the app and check it all works. Let's check as we go along and make sure it's all working. And I'm going to show you that it's not going to have any PWA features. So the next thing we want to do is I need to type in my password for my signing my Git commit. You probably won't need to do this, so you can ignore this part. So now I've got that. So I can go my PWA video into that directory, and I have my files. We can open VS Code, we can run development environment, and let's just see how it looks. This is the standard Next app, and if I inspect it, and the one thing we can do to prove that it isn't a PWA is we can go to Lighthouse, and we can even ask it to analyze the page for us, and it will say PWA, not yet, not yet. So let's give it a moment. You can see PWA, nothing. Not set up. So we're going to fix that. So the next thing I recommend doing is we will stop that for the moment. Let's open VS Code and let's have a look at what we've got. So we've got the public directory. We are going to put some files in here. We've also got the pages directory too. So let's see what we do next. We're going to use the package Next PWA. It's still having 145,000 downloads per week, which is absolutely crazy. I do think this is no longer maintained and people have forked this and I've got some more update versions, but let's stick with this because this is the most used and most well known at the moment, but however that could change. So the first thing we're going to do is obviously install the library. So let's go to the terminal and do npm install Next PWA. Let's clear the terminal and bring that right to the top. And so afterwards, we're going to have to update the next config.js. So we can do that. So let's go to our VS Code that we opened, remove the welcome. Let's open next config.js. And it said at the top, we need to require the next PWA library, and we can do that as an import. There are various ways you can do this, but I'm just going to keep it vanilla and stick to the docs at the moment. And it says we should wrap our config with PWA. So here's our existing config. Let's just put PWA around that. It does have the object notation here, but as it's already an object, we don't need to do that twice. Otherwise, it would be a nested object. The next section is if you're using an older version of Next.js. We're not, so we can skip all that and we can add a manifest file. And we're going to need icons. I want to show you how we can get these generated and created for us in a few seconds. It's pretty simple and really awesome. There's lots of online tools to help us do that. So we can do that. Let's copy that and we'll go through that shortly, what that means. And it says in the public folder, create manifest.json. So in the public folder, new file, manifest.json. Let's paste that in, and we are going to make some tweaks to this. So this is the name of our app. This is what will appear when we inspect it, and also the short name is what the app will appear with the name on the phone. And we can get this into the App Store later. Let me know if that's something you're interested in, but at the moment, people can just open the web page and say save to desktop. So here we can just say my PWA app, and then we can just say, again, PWA app or app, it's fine. We're going to ditch icons. We're going to get that generated for us on all the different versions. And then we'll save that. And the next, it asks us to add some meta head data. But to be honest, the most important one to get this working is to include the manifest file. The others give a much better all-round experience, and I highly recommend trying those out and seeing how they go. But again, just for this video, I want to keep it short. We'll go to document. We've got head. And we will add we won't make it a self-closing component. We will add some information to this. we'll add the include of the manifest, and then it will get added onto the page. And that's it. You can do fallbacks offline and caching strategies, and you will need to update that if you're using get server-side props like that as well, because it will work the first time, but not the second time, because it will cache it and you won't get the data. So there are 3 things you need to look into. Again, I'm trying to keep it super simple for this video. Let me know if you would like a deep dive, because I have fought with this over the last couple of days to try and learn and understand it. But let's generate some images. So here I've gone to PWA Builder image generator, which is excellent. So what you do is you choose your file. So I'm going to choose the BIODROP logo again. This is what I had recently and what I've done for the BIODROP project and deployed it live. So I will show you that on my phone and computer in a moment. And you can put a padding around the image, which is really good, transparent, and we want all the different platforms, and we hit generate. And it's going to generate a lot of files, so it will take a moment or two. And then we're going to add that to our project, and we're going to see it all work as a PWA. So you get the extra checkbox on Lighthouse as well. And plus you get a bit more of a native experience on your phone and also in the desktop, which I learned about recently in the last couple of days, which I thought was super interesting. So now it has automatically downloaded the folder apps images, but we want to bring this into our public folder. So what we're going to do is copy these and drop them into our public folder. And actually we don't need the icons one, but we do need the content of the icons JSON. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm actually going to delete that because we don't need it. And then in the manifest, I'm going to add the icons to it, but I have copied in the object notation around the icons, but we want that to be at the root. So I'm going to remove that, and also the closing one at the end. Again, we don't want to write all that. That's quite a lot. And then if we save it, it should automatically reformat it. And then you've got icons right at the root of the object. And you'll see that Windows 11 small tile, scale 1 will exist in here. So that's why we copied it straight into the public. You could put it in an icons directory and then do a search and replace and prepend all those. I think I did that for the BIODROP project. So again, you can customize it as you need. And that's it. You've got a PWA, and let me prove it to you. So let's restart the app. Now that's running. Let's refresh the page, and let's clear this on the right. Delete anything we've installed already. Okay, let's analyze the page. And it does look exactly the same, but what do you notice? Well, there's an icon up here that suddenly appeared that wasn't there before, and if you're unsure, go rewind the video and check if you don't believe me. And PWA has gone a bit green, the icon has changed. So let's look at this first. So now we have got PWA, so you can say installable. There are extra features that we need to do, theming color, viewport, and then maskable icon, and those sorts of things. There's a lot more we can do with that, but that is working. The other thing we can do is we can hit install, so we can install it locally, and we have installed it and it's appeared on my other screen. So let me drag that up for you. And now we have got our website that we had in Chrome before, but now it looks a little bit more native. You haven't got the address bar, and that's how it will work on the phone as well. So therefore we've got this. Therefore you can get offline features. If there's no internet, it will still use the cache version. There's lots of amazing features by having a PWA, especially on the mobile phone when you're traveling around. Sometimes, have you ever been reading an article and you lost internet for a moment, and then you either scroll or you click on page 2 or something like that, and then it no longer works? But wouldn't it be great just to see the information? And even if it is, a bit old, 5-10 minutes out of date, that's fine. I'm sure it hasn't changed that much. So let me also show you on the phone. So I have done this for the BIODROP app. And if I open in the browser in Safari, you will see I've got the address bar at the bottom. But if I open it in the BIODROP app, which I've done exactly the same as what you've seen, you've got no address bar. Here you go, you can see it works. And if I go into airplane mode and actually no longer have internet, so airplane mode, no internet at the top, you can see, and click on BIODROP, it still works. So I can still get my QR code there. So offline works out of the box, and there's a lot more customization. Let me know what you think of this video and think of what you think of PWA in the description below. And if you want to go a lot deeper, then that's something we can do together, especially on the BIODROP project where we're using it in a real world example. Come and geek out with me on the open source project, BIODROP, and other projects in the EddieHub community. Link in the description below. I'll see you there.